here we are. Thank you all for joining us here on this awesome Sunday, April the 5th. Currently 6:22 local, but it's live on 3 time now. Here we go.
Fun with that, whoever gets burdened with it.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, you know, opt in for the...
And wait for you to make a mistake. That is commonly a move, right? You get 2-man advantages. Sometimes you don't want to commit. Sometimes you want to, you know...
Like the bunch to ever get complacent anyway, right? But just to emphasize that even more, just to kind of give yourself that many more options, he did.
I mean, warnings in the past were given to Zipex before, you know, Astralis went on an absolute tear of a couple of years of his performance. And, you know, words were said about, you know, turning it around before roster tunes.
Like, think about how many rounds we've just seen these pistol armors for Na'Vi thus far, right? It feels like we've had more of them than we have rifle rounds for Na'Vi.
Yeah, and this is that game we were talking about earlier with these two teams in London. 16-14 is a pretty damn close score, but you got to imagine that these teams went back and reviewed that footage, considering just their stature currently within the rankings globally.
I mean, that's the thing, right? I think both of these teams, both of them, are like 2 examples of some of the best coaches in Counter-Strike, right? Like, you got Blade on one side of Na'Vi, and then you've got Zonic for Astralis, and you know that they're going to have gone away.
At end of the half, that, of course, prohibits your opponent from picking those guns up, and we know how much better they are on the CT side for holding angles, laying down, you know, huge spray downs on multiplayers, pushing positions. Of skin, I'm quite surprised. You know, I guess, you know, it's sometimes nice to feel out the M4s on the T side. 5, well, what do? You want to send an aggressive player to try and trade things out and get a pick. And while that sometimes does work out,
game on our hands. This is the Na'Vi that can do damage. We started to see them come alive here towards the end of the half, taking 4 of the last 6 rounds. And if they manage to get themselves this 6-9 half, coverable here, looking to the second simple with this fantastic display. I mean, and all the kill
to the 5 of Na'Vi. And what that means is we're going to a break. We'll come back. We're going to take a look at the second half before we jump into Dust 2 and potentially then Train. You're watching the ESL Pro League. We outside, we barely indoors because we gave it everything when we had nothing. Gave it everything when we had nothing. Holding on by a thread, couldn't grab nothing. Now, I've taken the time to go through the Twitch chat, and now I've done that, and I've counted at least 155,736 of you watching at this moment in time. And rightfully so, this matchup, one for the ages. Astralis Na'Vi going toe-to-toe, and it's Astralis with...
Over to the playmakers and, you know, Deagles on the rest. It's actually a really, really good buy you can get. Of course, you know, that's the question with Kriegs. We saw none in the first. Astralis looking like 2019 is back in action right now. None of that.
Quick to drop that over. P90 out for Dupree.
Respect.
On the cards for the Na'Vi side, but if there isn't an immediate turnaround, this could be quite the statement made by the Danes. Likely to come through, but it could well be their last here on Inferno if they don't put a stop to the Dane machine that is Astralis.
The Glock fight in the one-on-one, he had time for the plant, but he realized Zipex was so close to coming in on long, and if he sticks it, he likely just gets pushed the second he goes.
Look at this. Look at this time wasted, man. Simple would be so frustrated. This is horrible. And then it just allows Dupree that free. They go 1-0 up. They 16-5 Na'Vi. It's revenge for Katowice as they move 1-0 in this series. Next map going to be similar to what we saw back in Kato again. Can Na'Vi bounce back, or are Astralis going to walk this one across the finish line? Join us after a quick break to find